Good morning, everyone. Today we begin with the shoot system. The shoot system includes that portion of the plant which is above the soil. Okay. Now, in that we have the stem, which is the main structure, and this structure holds the leaves, the flowers, the fruits, and many other different parts of the plant. Okay. So now, first we're going to discuss about the stem, which is this central structure that you see in the figure. Okay. Now, the main structure of the stem is the nodes. We can see all these points from where the leaf arises are termed as the nodes. Okay. They are the positions at which leaves and buds are attached to the stem. Okay. And the space in between these two nodes is termed as the internode. Okay. This space that you can see in between the two nodes is termed as the internode. Now let us see what are the functions of stems. Stems, they support the leaves and branches, just now we discussed. It supports and the display of leaves. They orient the leaves so that all the leaves get proper amount of sunlight. All right. They also help in transporting water and solutes from roots to leaves. That means roots, we saw in the previous topic that roots absorb the water and minerals from the soil. But for the water and mineral to reach the stem, reach the leaves, the stem forms a medium and it helps in transporting it from the roots to the leaves. Sometimes the stem of herbs and all we discussed are green in color. So all these green parts of the plant, they are all photosynthetic. They are capable of producing food. Okay. Since they are having chlorophyll, they are present in the sunlight. So they are all photosynthetic. They may also store food whenever necessary. Okay. Like water, starch, and sugar is also stored in these stems. In some plants they become adapted or specialized, okay, for certain other functions apart from these basic functions performed by the stem. Okay, so now we are going to check out on how the stem is modified for special function. Now let's check on some of the modifications, the first one being protection. In some plants you find there are such thorny structures, especially in bougainvillea, rose. When you go to pluck a flower, many a times you have to be alert, otherwise the thorn is going to prick you. So this is there for protection. So for protection, we have thorns present on the stem. Then we also have for support. Many weak-stemmed plants, they have tendrils. You can see these small tendrils present in these plants, and they help the plant to climb on any support. Okay, so they have tendrils. That's one. Like, for example, in the passion flower, that's one example. Some have climbing stems and they twine around a support. Okay, that is also another method where they take to a support and they are able to twine around it. So these two modifications, they are there for support. For food storage, something very common you see at home. Potatoes, you see ginger, you see onion. We have studied this in the previous food chapter also. They are all modifications of stem where they store food. Okay, in case of potato, the lower branches horizontally, they grow horizontally and then they store food. Okay, some plants have fleshy scale leaves like in the onion. Okay, the stem is condensed into a small disc-shaped structure, whereas the scale leaves, they store food, and that is what is edible, is eaten. Whereas in the others, in ginger, you have again a thick stem which is horizontally present below the earth or below the soil, and then they store food. Okay, this again is stem modification. Clear? A similar way, there is another one, that corn, this yam that you say. That is also a stem modification. Same way, that also stores food. Here there is another modification where this is especially for found in the desert modifications of the stem, where the stem is green in color and is fleshy. Okay, and the leaves have been modified into spines. So this fleshy stem then helps in food storage. Okay, they help in storing food. They are fleshy, they have the capacity to hold a lot of water, so that even in conditions where there is very less water in the desert, these plants can survive. Okay. Then here in this case, you find the leaves are all spiny. That you don't have the proper lamina of the leaf in these plants, and these spiny structures, they help in providing protection also, and they also help in reducing the rate of transpiration. Okay, so here stem modification is only for storage of water and food and for performing photosynthesis. Okay, so now let's check. You'll be doing these two questions at home today. First is, what are the functions of modified roots, and what are the 5 different types of modified stem. Okay, and we'll come back with the leaf in the next class. Thank you, children.